I've been freelancing since I was in high school, which makes it about 17 years now. Wow, that sounds a lot. Anyway, but most of those years, I've been actually doing my freelance part-time. So either I was in high school or I had kind of a full-time jobs as a designer, and I was freelancing on the side. And it's only been like, I think, almost 4 years now since I went full-time being a freelancer, and I've discovered that there are major differences. And so you might have been doing part-time freelancing for a while now. That doesn't mean that you know everything that there is to know, or because you completely operate in a different way when you're doing that full-time. Now, the reason that I'm thinking about this today, and I kind of want to share my insights with you around those differences, is because I just came back from a vacation, which was super good. I actually had some time to think kind of strategically about my business, Prospero, and kind of take time off doing actual work to think while I was with my family. Anyway, what I came to realize about Prospero is that kind of 50% of our customers are full-time freelancers and 50% are part-time freelancers. And because of what I told you, because they operate differently, because they think differently, then they have different needs. And I'm gonna have to think about how to solve those different needs, or decide that I want to serve only kind of one market and not these two types of different customers. Anyway, I'll tell you more about this today, but right now I'm going to meet a friend. He went to design school with me actually, then he started a design studio recently with another partner, so I'm gonna meet him, gonna try to interview him, learn about his proposal problems for Prospero, and see what's up. That was a great meeting with my friend. Haven't seen him for a while, and it was so funny. His studio is right next to where I usually have my Prospero meeting with Aya, so it was actually at the same place. So I just had the meeting, then met Aya, ate lunch, discussed Prospero, and actually that meeting was really insightful because, as I've expected, people who are working as a studio or full-time freelancers for a few years have totally different problems from the people who are just part-time freelancing or just getting started. And that actually means that we're going to develop different features in Prospero for those different types of audiences. And I feel like great things are coming. But anyway, back to the differences between full-time freelancers and part-time freelancers. So I think there's two big differences. And the first one is around pricing. Because when you're just part-time freelancing, you got your full-time job, or you're living at your parents' house, you're just a student, then it actually doesn't really matter what you charge, because you get your rent paid by somebody else, either by your salary or by your parents or whatever. So actually, there's no concept of profitability. Whatever you make is just extra money, and so you can work for really cheap prices, and that what usually happens. People undercharge because they don't have to have some kind of a break-even price. They can just charge whatever they want. And the fact is that when you move to full-time freelancing, or you open up a studio or an agency, then your livelihood actually depends on that money. And what happens is that people start off doing part-time freelance, they get used to some kind of a fee that they charge, and that fee actually is not enough, usually is under what they need to live, to kind of break even, pay all their rent, pay all their taxes and everything when they're full-time freelancing. So because when your whole livelihood depends on it, you have to have a different rate. And so people, when they make the switch, they don't usually also adapt their pricing, and then they're struggling because they don't understand the concept of breaking even, understanding what you need to make and have your rate at least at that high, per preferably higher, but the whole concept of being profitable as a business, that's completely different between the both of them. The second aspect, I think, is around marketing, because when, how I was freelancing, since I was in high school, I just used to design for fun, and then people saw my work and they were like, hey, can you do this for me? So every once in a while I had kind of somebody, usually a friend or somebody who knew me, approach me and ask me for a project. How much would you charge? And I would just come up with a price. And that's how I did the part-time freelancing. I didn't have to worry about marketing. I didn't have to worry about clients coming in every month or something, because I had my full-time job, and that was just extra money, or the money was extra, or the money was just for fun. So I didn't have to worry about marketing. But what happens is that when you're moving into full-time freelancing, you have to have new clients every month, every 2 months, or whatever that's necessary for your business model. And so people who did not build some sort of a marketing channel for themselves make the move from part-time freelancing into full-time freelancing, and they all of a sudden they discover, oh, what the hell, I have to actually market myself, and they were not used to this, they were not prepared to this, they didn't understand that they actually have to do this, and now they're struggling with not having enough clients. Now again, I was freelancing for so long, for like 17 years, so even though I wasn't, I was doing just a project every once in a while, I did so many of them, and I built so many relationships, and I did build good rapport, and people enjoyed working with me and they liked my work. So after 14 years, I had enough people coming back to me just from referrals, that when I made the move to full-time freelancing, I didn't have to worry about marketing, because now I have so much inbound requests from potential clients that I don't have to worry about marketing. But if I would make the switch after 2 years and I didn't have enough referrals, I didn't have enough inbound clients requests, I would probably have to think about some marketing channel, because I didn't have enough people coming in, enough to pay the rent and everything. So I think those are the key differences that most people don't think about, and maybe they move from part-time freelancing, or they jump straight ahead into full-time freelancing without understanding. I'm not saying it's not possible. It is possible if you do understand what's your break-even rate, and you know to charge profitable rates for yourself. And if you have a marketing channel, that marketing channel doesn't have to be referrals from past clients. It can be, Dribble, it can be your Behance, it can be, some kind of Facebook group. There can be a lot of marketing channels for you as a freelancer, so don't have to do it the way I did it, but if you want to go that way, you just have to know that you're going to have to worry about some marketing channel. Anyway, those are my thoughts about that. Going to have a client meeting right now. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you tomorrow.